Mr. Samaras, good morning. You and Mr. Papandreou were roommates at Amherst College in another time and place. If the Tsipras government collapses, can there be a coalition to bring the Greek people forward out of this crisis?
Well, what we have to do right now is to fight for the yes in the Sunday referendum. Monday is going to be another day. We're now focused on winning Sunday, and I'm sure and I'm optimistic that we will all be Europeans by Monday. So I believe right now what Tsipras is doing is this is his last-ditch attempt to drag Greece out of the Eurozone. He's doing it consciously. He's confusing people, trying to persuade them to say no, reject a very painful agreement, which incredibly he himself has already accepted. So in effect, he's trying to blow up all bridges with the rest of Europe. And this is because he's ideologically blinded, unrealistic and irresponsible.
Mr. Prime Minister, what further sacrifices can the Greek people do to give comfort to the rest of Europe?
Look, I'll tell you why I said, I'm optimistic, because in terms of sacrifices, we had huge sacrifices, and we've proven that Greece can make it, because in 2.5 years, my government had managed to drag Greece out of huge deficits into primary surpluses. We pulled Greece out of a recession into a recovery. We stabilized the country and the economy. We can do it again, and we can help Greece remain and prosper in the Eurozone. That's why I'm optimistic.
Well, the Eurozone leaders say that they don't like the current government, but they had a lot of problems with your government as well, not following through on agreements. Why did that happen, and can that change?
Well, I want you to know that we've suffered a very high price for sustaining for decades large unproductive public sectors, expanding at the expense of the private sector. So it took a long time. It took 2.5 years to change this. You cannot swallow the pill all at once. And I believe that, in fact, the lenders themselves have done some mistakes. Maybe we can talk about that another time. But I want you to know that the Greek people have not lost their faith in the European Union and in the Euro. And that's the most important thing. And right now what we are doing, we're forming a yes platform. The yes platform is a non-partisan democratic umbrella for pre-reform messages. It's a pro-European platform, and it is uniting all the Greek people from all political affiliations.
Mr. Samaras, if I look at Mohamed El-Arian suggesting we will see a drachma and a depreciation, or what we saw from Standard & Poor's this morning with a 20% further decline in GDP, how will you protect the euro? How can you maintain the euro against the easy path to an individual drachma?
Well, it's exactly what the European leaders are also saying. Even the socialists like Renzi or Hollande or Gabriel or Schulz, they're all saying that what he's putting as a pseudo-dilemma, the bad Europeans against the Greeks, is totally a pseudo-dilemma. What it is, it's the euro against the drachma. We're all for the euro. If we go back to the drachma, this will kill the agricultural sector, the SMEs, the young people with the Erasmus, the startups. This is going to be the worst. So, Tsipras has only said one truth, that Greece will become unrecognizable in 6 months, and he's certainly succeeding in that. But we're not going to let him get us back into the drachma. This will kill our economy, will kill the hopes of all Greek people. We are for the euro, and we will win on Sunday.
If you win, does the government have to fall? Does Tsipras have to resign? And if he does, who takes his place?
Look, we're now focused on winning. I'm sure we can talk about all that next week. I don't want to disorientate the discussion into that.
Mr. Samaras, we have a large audience in Athens and across Greece. I want you to explain to the marginal voter deciding to go yes or no. They've got a comfort with the way Greece has been for decades. What would you say to them to get them to switch from no over to a yes vote?
What we are telling them is that the yes vote means yes in terms of the necessary help we need by Europe at this very critical moment of our economy. We need it because Europe, believe it or not, has given to Greece more than 300 billion euros in the last decades If we lose this money, there's not going to be an economy that will be able to pay pensions, salaries. There's not going to be an economy that will be able to pay the agricultural sector, the dreams of the young people. So I'm afraid without Europe, where can we go?
Right.
Mr. Tsipras has asked China, he's asked Russia, he's asked the BRICS
Very
countries.
good.
You know, where are we going to go?
Okay.
To Zimbabwe or to Argentina? It's done. We
Well,
need Europe.
that's a very good way to
leave.
leave it. That's a good way to leave it. Mr. Samaras, thank you so much. He's a former Prime Minister of Greece.